Hey guys, thanks for joining me again. Here is another uh, beer taste video. This is one of the ones that I brewed. This is my stout that I brewed. So I'll be doing a beer review on the stout that I brewed. Um, First of all, just want to let you guys know that this beer has been aging in the fermenter for, I'd say, about 6 weeks. So it's been aging for pretty long. Normally, I don't normally age my beers this long. I normally put it into the primary fermenter and then 2 weeks after I transfer it out into the secondary fermenter. So normally I'll just ferment it for 4 weeks. But then this one has been fermented from the primary and then to the secondary, and then it sits in the secondary for 4 weeks. So this has been aged for 6 weeks. Sorry about that. 2 additional weeks. So, this one for this beer, a lot of people drank it, and a lot of people ask me why there isn't a lot of there isn't a lot of head on the beer. And I purposely did that. I purposely did that for this beer. I didn't want this beer to be super foamy. So basically what I did was I didn't add a lot of fermenting sugar into the beer when I was bottling the beer. So that's why there's not a lot of that's why there's not a lot of there's not thick head on the beer. So I kind of like it like that, especially for my stouts. I prefer a thin layer of foam instead of a super thick layer of foam, especially for the stouts. So that was intentional. Okay. So I've drank this beer many times before, but the only thing that I've not done is I've not let it age this long. So for this bottle has been aged for another week and a half in the bottle. Okay. After the primary, secondary, and then the extra 2 weeks of aging, and then now the week and a half in the bottle. All right. So first, nose. Let's give it a nose. I'm picking up a lot of chocolate. Picking up a lot of some vanilla. Not a lot of fruit, but coffee, chocolate, vanilla, a little bit of whiskey. A little bit of whiskey, because what I've done was I had put the chocolate, the cacao nibs into a bottle of whiskey, and I let that sit overnight, and then I added that into the secondary fermenting process. So I am definitely picking up some whiskey in here. A small note of citrus, not a whole lot, just a little bit, enough, which is very good. All right, so let's give this a little bit of a swirl. Same, and looking at this beer, tell that this beer is pretty creamy. All right. So this beer is pretty creamy. Um, by swirling this, I am definitely picking up more chocolate and more coffee notes. Oh, it smells really good. Let's do what it tastes. Oh, that tastes really good. First taste, around the palate, you're picking up a lot of coffee and a lot of chocolate. It's not sweet, but you are picking a little bit of sweetness from this beer. Not very. It's a little dry, but it's not dry to the point where you really notice it right off the bat. So. Let me taste that again. Wow, this is really good. I think that during my sparging, I think that I added a little bit too much water, so I feel like it's a little diluted. The flavor is a little diluted, and it's a little thin. But other than that, the flavor goes. You taste the flavor, drops, and then picks right back up, and then the flavor stays there, and then it drops, and then it picks back up, and then it finishes it, which is really good. It's kind of like a roller coaster ride. So it's really, really good. You can feel the finish going down your throat, right down your throat here, and then the finish stays there. It just tastes really good. I think that one thing that I can improve on this beer is maybe not to sparge it with so much hot liquid from the hot liquid take. Maybe that's one thing that I could have done differently. Less sparging. Otherwise, add more malt. But I think that this beer will go really well with a steak. It's not sweet, but it's not dry either. So I think this beer here will go really, really well with the steak. It'll probably go really well with maybe, it wouldn't go well with a soup. It wouldn't go well with the soup. It wouldn't go well with the pasta. But it will go really well with a steak or maybe like a hamburger. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. If you guys have any questions, or if you guys want to try any of my beers that I brew, let me know. I'll be more than happy to send a couple bottles your way. And if you guys have any questions, definitely let me know. I have another beer in the fermenter, which is done in the first, which it just finished in the first primary, and I need to transfer it into the secondary fermenting. And 2 weeks from now it should be ready. And that's the one that I mentioned on Facebook, and I said that I think I kind of replicated Tiger Bite, which was not intentional. So if you guys see this was not intentional, but I think that one tasted pretty similar to Tiger Bite, and the flavors were there, the aroma. I think for Tiger Bite they probably used a little bit of rice, which I didn't use because that wasn't my intention. So mine wasn't as thick as Tiger Bite, But I think that if I, you know, added more rice to it, or some rice to the sparging process, um, I think it'll be just. I mean, I think that the texture and the thickness of the beer will just basically be the same. So, all right, cheers, everybody. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend. Cheers.